After a long, exhausting journey, Rudeus sisters, Norn and Aisha, finally arrive in the city of Sharia. They are warmly welcomed by Rudeus, who eagerly serves them a meal. Norn seems a little reserved as she eats, lost in thought, while Aisha chatters away, clearly excited and comfortable. Rudeus tries to create a comfortable atmosphere, joking with them and subtly trying to ease any tension. Aisha is quick to engage, showing her interest in Rudeus' life and the changes that have happened since she last saw him. Norn, however, remains somewhat distant, caught in her own world with a serious demeanor. Rudeus reflects on his role as the head of the household and how important it is to be a good brother to them both. In a warm moment, Aisha expresses happiness at being there, and Rudeus assures her she's always welcome. Despite the pleasantries, Rudeus senses Norn's discomfort, perhaps stemming from her perception of living in her sister's shadow. As the conversation continues, Aisha hands Rudeus a box entrusted to her by their father. The box contains a letter and a substantial amount of money, along with instructions and permissions regarding their schooling. This gift from their father marks a significant turning point, offering new opportunities. When the topic turns to education, it becomes clear that Aisha is enthusiastic about learning. However, she immediately protests when Rudeus suggests going back to school, saying, "I don't have anything left to learn in school, Rudeus." Her previous experience was unpleasant, which seems to have left a lasting impression. Norn, on the other hand, remains silent but seems to be considering the idea, though not without some resistance. Rudeus encourages them both, reminding Norn that she can succeed at the school if she chooses to attend, regardless of anything else. Rudeus shares his own thoughts, noting the struggles and triumphs he's faced. As Aisha beams with confidence, certain of her abilities, Norn appears more hesitant, engulfed by self-doubt. Rudeus is determined to support her, trying to balance their individual needs and personalities. Transitioning to a different task, Rudeus visits Vice Principal Genius at the university, openly discussing the possibility of Norn and Aisha attending. This conversation leads to organizing entrance exams for them, another step forward in settling them into their new environment. Meanwhile, Rudeus juggles his responsibilities at home and his relationship with Sylphie, who handles the household chores with ease and grace. She candidly weighs in on Aisha's ambitious nature and advises Rudeus to ensure that she doesn't take on too much at once. Sylphie's calm and reassuring presence is a source of comfort for Rudeus. She gently dispels his worries and provides a sounding board as he navigates the challenges of family life. Their relationship has shifted into a comfortable partnership, yet there's an underlying sense of development and trust. As the week progresses, Aisha takes and aces her entrance exam, exemplifying her keen intellect and hard work. Though Norn takes longer to decide, she eventually expresses a desire to live in the university dorms. Rudeus, surprised yet understanding, agrees to her request, realizing she might need her own space to grow and find her identity. In this journey of family reunion and change, Rudeus learns to balance his responsibilities while nurturing his sister's aspirations. The dynamics are complex but filled with love, offering a glimpse into how family ties are tested and strengthened through shared experiences and understanding. Aisha's frustration toward her sister, Norn, intensifies. Despite being acknowledged as her father's daughter, Aisha feels overshadowed by Lilia, who's more like Norn's mother. Aisha confesses her struggles. "I studied so hard for that test. I tried so hard, and Norn just gets to air." Her voice trails off, heavy with emotion. Paul, trying to soothe Aisha, reminds her of her importance. Yet, Aisha's complaints pile up until she storms out, overwhelmed and misunderstood. Lilia gently warns Aisha as she exits, understanding her better than most. Paul persuades Norn to consider staying in the dorms, suggesting it might be beneficial for her, and emphasizes, living with Aisha would only add to her frustrations. Norn finally agrees, setting a new stage for their relationships. As peace settles, Aisha assumes her new role as the household maid. Her presence brings a pleasant change, and under her care, the house runs smoothly. Paul's eyes open to Aisha's unique energy. She interacts with Sylphie, coordinated and helpful, creating an enjoyable dynamic in the household. Aisha's eagerness to learn magic also blossoms. She thanks Paul for offering to teach her. Are you going to teach me, Rudeus? Really? She dives into her lessons with enthusiasm, a young spirit fueled by curiosity and determination. That night, Sylphie and Paul share a moment of intimacy. Sylphie nervously requests, "Can I sleep with you tonight, Rudeus?" Paul agrees, unable to resist her gentle plea. Together, they find comfort in each other's presence. While accompanying Norn to her dorm, Paul reflects on ensuring her well-being. She appears slightly apprehensive about the new environment but listens as Paul outlines practical advice: brush teeth, baths, and respecting classmates, particularly demons. Meanwhile, Zenoba delves into ambitious research, unveiling a significant breakthrough with a unique arm from a doll. Determined to create a perfect robot maid, Zenoba's enthusiasm is contagious. "I think its movements were worth all that effort." As Paul visits Zenoba, he's greeted warmly but also finds himself amidst a tense moment. Zenoba chastises Ginger, displaying the complexities of their master-servant relationship. Despite the tension, Paul and Zenoba's camaraderie hold strong. A month passes, and Paul monitors Norn's adaptation to school life. Though lonely, she doesn't show signs of distress, yet Paul senses a need to help her connect better with her peers. Conversations with friends hint at solutions, urging Paul to consider various approaches. As Paul navigates his responsibilities, both as a father and a supportive figure to friends, the interplay of family and friendship continues to shape his journey. New challenges emerge, guiding Paul toward understanding and growth. In the midst of a bustling kitchen, Nanahoshi and Sylphie engage in a light-hearted exchange. Sylphie, trying her best at Japanese cooking, admits that the food isn't as good as it should be. It's a humorous and slightly nostalgic moment as she quips, "Those potato chips I ate at your house, I guess. Those were good." Meanwhile, Rudeus feels the need to apologize to Badigadi for experimenting with different cuisines. It turns out that his culinary skills left much to be desired, resulting in laughter and confusion among the diners. Shortly after, Luke approaches Rudeus with a request. Ariel wishes to discuss something with him. Concerned that Sylphie might feel left out, Rudeus manages to summon her with a playful laugh before joining Ariel. Ariel shares her concerns about Norn's isolation and how girls have been teased recently. Rudeus is determined to get to the bottom of things. The situation escalates when it's revealed that Linnea and Persona are up to antics involving stolen underwear. Their reasoning, both bizarre and funny, involves a misunderstanding about a gift of panties being some sort of tribute. Rudeus, caught in the absurdity, firmly tells them, "Don't ever do something like that again." Concerned for Norn, Rudeus reflects on their strained relationship. Even though there's no outright hostility, she avoids him. It's a delicate balance of wanting to help without overstepping. As the tension with Norn builds, one alarming day arrives when Rudeus learns about further bullying at school. Determined to address the issue, he marches into Norn's classroom mid-lesson. It's a bold move, spurred by protective anger. "I'd like a moment of everyone's time, if you don't mind." Rudeus challenges the students directly, refusing to leave until someone admits to bullying Norn. While some students admit to minor incidents, none involve active bullying. The misunderstanding revolves mostly around misplaced kindness, students trying to help Norn fit in but unintentionally highlighting her insecurities. Reflecting on the incident, Rudeus shares his frustration. "She's going to hate me. She didn't want me to be here." In a twist of irony, he realizes that even unintended good intentions can backfire, further complicated by his overprotective nature. Despite their intentions, Linnea and Persona's actions contributed to the misunderstanding. They grapple with the realization that their mischievous behavior wasn't helping anybody, especially not Norn. Amidst this chaos, the girls' genuine concern shines through, yet it's clear they're not fully aware of the consequences of their actions. Determined to try a new approach, Rudeus opts for a more supportive role, planning to address Norn's behavior gradually. It's a slow process as he acknowledges she's going through a rough patch. But sometimes, it takes a little time. With Sylphie and others aiding in this effort, Rudeus plans for a covert visit to check on Norn's well-being. The narrative now takes a humorous turn as Linnea manages to get him into the girls' dormitory by disguising him in a cart full of laundry, a tactic both clever and comedic, given the odd circumstances. In a moment of introspection, Rudeus considers the complexity of sibling relationships. Though he's cleared any misunderstanding about the bullying, re-establishing trust and closeness with Norn will take time and persistence. Regardless of these complications, his resolve remains steady. Ultimately, it's not just about addressing immediate issues but nurturing a bond that withstands misunderstandings and time. The warmth of the room contrasts sharply with Rudeus' inner turmoil as he stands outside Norn's door. The clatter of the cart he pushed echoes in his mind. This isn't just a physical burden, but an emotional one. Inside, Norn remains an enigma, isolated from the world, and, more painfully, from Rudeus himself. Rudeus wrestles with guilt. How did it come to this, he wonders. His attempts to coax Norn out have failed. She's like a stubborn knot in his heart, refusing to be untangled. His mind is a jumble of past mistakes and fears for the future. He approaches Norn's door, hesitantly calling her name. The silence that follows is suffocating. Norn, he starts, but the words fizzle out as Norn emerges, her face betraying none of her thoughts. Rudeus battles the urge to back away, reminded of life's unpredictable ups and downs. But this isn't about him now, it's about Norn and finding a way to mend what's broken. Norn finally glances up, breaking the metaphorical ice encasing them. It's a tiny spark of hope. Rudeus reflects, somewhat bitterly, on the narratives of his life so far, how one brother learned to make people laugh while he seemed to be stuck in a more somber tale. Their shared moment stretches, filled with unspoken emotions. I know this must be hard for you, he confesses. It's an olive branch, fragile yet earnest. Norn remains silent, the atmosphere heavy with unresolved tension and unspoken words. The story shifts, offering a window into Norn's world. We delve into her memories of Rudeus not as a hero, but as a brother. The juxtaposition of her admiration for Rudeus, who once saved her, with her mixed feelings about Rudeus reveals the complexity of her resentment and fear. Norn's voice narrates the overshadowing presence of Rudeus in her life. Despite his flaws, those around them saw him as someone to respect. How could she stand alongside such a figure without feeling woefully inadequate? Her grandmother, too, added pressure with grand expectations and stern words. Norn's self-doubt is palpable, intensifying her desire for a path of her own. Her thoughts wander to the pivotal moment when she hoped to flee with her brother, an act of desperation that never materialized. The memory of Rudeus' gentle kindness pops up as a stark contrast to her intimidating brother. She clings to the idea that somewhere, there exists a kinder reality. Back in the present, Norn is not alone. Rudeus is there, sitting awkwardly beside her, wrestling with his emotions. He wears the mantle of a leader, yet the fear from Norn lingers, an invisible barrier between them. She questions, was she wrong about him all along? As Rudeus begins to understand her hesitations, something shifts. Norn sees the vulnerability in his eyes, mirroring her own fears. They are connected by the same familial ties that have also driven a wedge between them. Rudeus articulates the burdens he never meant to impose. It's not easy, I know, he admits. There's a shared learning in his words, past mistakes acknowledged, future paths unsure yet hopeful. In the final moments, Norn finds herself letting go, if only by an inch. Tears flow freely as Rudeus holds her, warmth and the scent of family enveloping them both. It's not a resolution but a beginning of one. An unspoken promise hangs in the air, to try, to understand, to forgive. Transitioning gently, another chapter unfolds, focusing on Rudeus' perspective again. Life in the Greyrat household takes on a new routine. The weather warms, mirroring the slow thawing of tensions between Norn and those around her. Sylphie becomes an ally, subtly guiding Norn through school and life. The dynamic between Norn and Aisha is not without friction but slowly eases into mutual respect. Rudeus observes with tentative hope, investing his efforts into new projects and the subtle art of repairing relationships. Norn, despite trepidation, finds herself involved in crafting a book about Rudeus' past. It's a task that helps her inch out from the shadows of her brother's reputation and find meaning in shared stories and histories. Through these sessions, she gains confidence, fostering a bond with her brother built not on the foundation of fear but understanding and shared ambition. As both continue their tentative dance around reconciliation, Rudeus offers Aisha a chance to voice her feelings. Her wish is simple yet profound. She desires the freedom of earning a salary, a notion that had never crossed Rudeus' mind. Their trip to the market, filled with light banter and genuine curiosity, becomes a small but significant act, a slice of normality binding them together. And so, the days pass with a hint of newfound warmth for the Greyrat family. Norn gradually finds herself fitting into a life that once seemed out of reach, learning to weave her narrative from the threads of her past and the dreams for her future. In the gentle tapestry of these moments, healing emerges, fragile yet earnest, much like the bonds that tie them all together. In a quaint shop filled with second-hand goods, Aisha, the ever-resourceful sibling, decides to purchase flower seeds to brighten their home. As they browse, Rudeus asks her intentions. She confides, "I was just going to plant some flowers in them," looking up with hesitant hope. He can't help but smile, conceding to her plan. While Aisha cheerfully talks about her new floral venture, she picks out a pair of earrings shaped like teardrops for Sylphie. Rudeus enjoys seeing his sister's excitement, and they both swiftly navigate through their various shopping needs. A word of advice, Rudeus suggests as they finalize their purchases, save a little bit of your pocket money for later. Aisha appreciates his brotherly concern but has carefully spent every coin on their little outing. Back home, Rudeus delves into some magical experiments with Nanahoshi. She is steadfast in her mission to summon organic matter, refining her techniques with a quirky focus. She explains, "From this point on, we'll be trying to summon organic matter from our old world." This conversation unveils her deeper plans, returning home or at least understanding her displacement. In between experiments and thoughtful discussions, Zenoba is diligently working on his craft, taking pride in his meticulous progress. Rudeus encourages him, noting how focused Zenoba's assistant, Julie, has become under his guidance. Meanwhile, Rudeus's friend Cliff introduces him to a new invention. It's a device meant to suppress Elinali's curse, aligning external and internal mana in a delicate balance. Despite the initial prototype being cumbersome, they work together on refining its practicality. Life takes a sudden turn with Sylphie's unexpected pregnancy. Rudeus is struck by an overwhelming surge of emotions. "Congratulations, my voice was trembling." He grapples with this life-changing news, yearning to balance protectiveness with his enthusiasm at being a father. With the news of the pregnancy unfolding, Aisha and Rudeus discuss Sylphie's future. Will she need time off from her role in serving Princess Ariel? Aisha nods, assuring him she ensured that she could manage. The revelation sends ripples through their days, bringing joy yet complicating existing commitments. Rudeus juggles helping his family settle into new roles as they inch closer to another significant challenge, a letter from Geese. Tension thickens upon reading Geese's urgent plea regarding Zenith's predicament. Determined yet torn, Rudeus faces sleepless nights contemplating his responsibilities as a husband and father. He resolves, however, to trust that his path need not lead to uncharted territories just yet, echoing Sylphie's faith in their shared journey. In conversations fraught with concern and support, Sylphie stands by Rudeus, knowing the weight of the decisions he must bear. "I think that's wise, Rudeus. You're better off staying behind for this one," she assures, her encouragement realigning his focus on home. Rudeus awakens to find Sylphie by his side, her presence a soothing constant amidst uncertainty. Her voice, gentle yet firm, signifies the unwavering support as they prepare to welcome their new life together, addressing each challenge with hopeful resolve. Ellis emerges from the shadows, confronting Rudeus with a determination that mirrors his own internal struggle. Her actions, brushing away his feeble exchanges, push him towards a path filled with urgency and resolve. "I want to see a happy great-grandchild waiting for me," she declares, igniting a flicker of change within him. Conflicted by his responsibilities and yearning for guidance, Rudeus turns to Zenoba. He finds comfort in Zenoba's unwavering presence and receives advice that shakes him to the core. A child does not require parents to be happy, Zenoba argues, presenting a perspective foreign to Rudeus's own values. Despite this, the weight of responsibility pulls Rudeus towards an unavoidable decision: he must save his parents. As the days unravel, Rudeus battles insomnia and hesitance, yet his decision solidifies. He recognizes the need to journey to the Begarit continent. Entering this new pursuit, his path is unexpectedly countered by Norn, who wishes to join him. Her unexpected determination adds a layer of complexity to his mission. Though her frail stature is a concern, he acknowledges her spirit, capitulating to her resolve with a gentle, "Okay, Norn. You're right." Preparation becomes paramount as Rudeus and Elinalise join forces to undertake the perilous voyage. Together, they lay out the map, crafting their route towards Azura before embarking on a journey across the sea. Concerned about the potential risks, they agree on hiring a guide and acquiring provisions to survive the challenging terrain. In a poignant moment, Rudeus confronts Cliff with the reality of their situation. He seeks Cliff's forgiveness and understanding, knowing Elinalise might need support during their absence. A moment of sincerity unfolds, with Cliff accepting the duty and providing Rudeus a magical diaper, a symbol of trust and continuity amidst the uncertainty of the journey. With farewells heavy on his heart, Rudeus embraces the people who mold his journey: Linya, Persona, and Nanahoshi, each offering their unique blend of camaraderie and warmth. The looming separation from his familiar world results in bittersweet goodbyes, each interaction a reminder of what he leaves behind, yet also of the unwavering connections that will pull him back. A transformative revelation awaits in Nanahoshi's laboratory. She opens a window of hope with the secret of teleportation circles, casting aside the daunting timeline that plagued Rudeus's mind. This extraordinary news condenses his projected 2-year mission into a swift 6-week endeavor, invigorating him with a renewed sense of purpose and possibility. As the revelation sinks in, plans shift dramatically. Teleportation, a forbidden art, tempts Rudeus with a shortcut, a chance to reunite with his family sooner than expected. Elinalise, initially hesitant, embraces the change of plans, her eyes lighting up with possibilities as she declares, "I'll come along after all." The trajectory of their journey alters decisively, guided by this newfound optimism. Together, Rudeus and Elinalise prepare to step into the teleportation circle. It marks the beginning of a quest reshaped by urgency, cunning, and unexpected alliances. Their shared resolve propels them toward the unknown horizons of the Begarit continent, where their courage, tempered by faith and friendships, readies them for whatever challenges await. Rudeus prepares for his journey home, breaking the news to Sylphie, Aisha, and Norn. He explains the urgency to see his parents, even though Sylphie shows concern. Rudeus reassures her, promising to return quickly, and they share a moment of deep understanding and connection. Before leaving, Rudeus speaks with Aisha, confirming she can manage responsibilities in his absence. Aisha, demonstrating maturity, agrees to care for Sylphie. Rudeus instructs her to use adults when necessary, and Aisha acknowledges her role. They discuss possible names for the child Sylphie is expecting, drawing humor and sentiment from the moment. Despite Rudeus's initial apprehension, Sylphie's presence soothes him as they share a final, intimate family moment. As Rudeus and Elinalise leave, they revise their travel plan, aiming to reach the Begarit continent via the teleportation circles. Rudeus trusts Elinalise's skills and begins their journey, staying focused and determined despite his worry over leaving his family. He prepares by borrowing books on teleportation and other subjects, attempting to keep a mental edge during his travels. With Zenoba's assistant, Ginger, at his side, Rudeus reviews the last preparations while checking on Sylphie and his sisters. Sylphie's emotions are heightened as she sees him off, underscoring their deep bond. Rudeus reassures her, promising a safe return. Elinalise and Rudeus soon find themselves deep in their journey, returning horses and preparing for their teleportation adventure. They discover a stone tablet marking the teleportation site, and after a series of inspections, they step onto the circle, despite a humorous yet tense exchange about the safety of the process. The transition isn't seamless, but they arrive safely at their destination. Rudeus observes their surroundings, dealing with the initial disorientation. As they explore the ruins, Elinalise suggests a cautious approach, knowing they may face unknown threats. Her experience as an adventurer guides their exploration until they find shelter, deciding to rest before continuing their journey deeper into unfamiliar territories. The night unfolds with Rudeus coping with the chilling cold and reflecting on the rapid temperature drop that makes it hard to endure. Among ruins, Rudeus believes the structure could serve as a temporary shelter, though Elinalise humorously suggests that the wood from the ruins could serve as firewood if they ever decide to camp outside again. Elinalise light-heartedly teases Rudeus, asking about mana exhaustion, which leaves Rudeus slightly embarrassed. As they discuss the challenges of running out of mana, Elinalise offers an unexpected solution. If you feel yourself running out of mana, you can pop off a quickie. Rudeus, taken aback, responds that he's not that horny, dear. Later that night, as Rudeus prepares to sleep, his thoughts drift back to Elinalise and their earlier interaction. Despite trying to push away inappropriate thoughts, he finds himself drawn to her. The allure of her matured beauty and similarity to Sylphie intrigue him. Just as he's about to succumb to his thoughts, he hears a noise outside. Upon investigating, Rudeus finds Elinalise gracefully handling a sword and dispatching a woman who's revealed to be a succubus. Rudeus is taken aback, and Elinalise reassures him, "Wasn't I really good in the sack, too?" The aftermath of the encounter has Rudeus questioning his resolve and actions. He feels humiliated, considering his behavior near the dangerous creature. Elinalise, however, takes it in stride with a smirk, noting that while the succubus's charm is potent, it's still within Rudeus's power to resist. They joke about the incident, though Elinalise ensures Rudeus knows that should this happen again, he must be more cautious. With the night safely behind them, sleep finally takes over. The next morning arrives, bringing them back to their journey across the desert, which proves treacherous due to the sweltering heat. Rudeus ensures everyone stays hydrated and safe, the importance of which becomes immediately clear given the challenges they face navigating the dune-heavy landscape. They encounter various creatures, such as the intimidating twin death scorpion and a relatively harmless treant. Despite their difficulties, Rudeus and Elinalise handle each threat effectively. The day brings an array of monstrous diversions, including a surprise encounter with a group of giant ants. Elinalise throws Rudeus down as a precaution, knowing how dangerous the ants can be. As they continue their trek, Rudeus marvels at how resilient Elinalise is and tries to keep up despite his diminishing stamina. Towards the afternoon, they're unexpectedly besieged by the appearance of predators like raptors and garudas. The bird's deadly form is enough to alarm them into rapid action. Elinalise's skill and agility allow them to fend off the attackers, helping them retreat. Elinalise postulates that the succubus's pheromones may have drawn the creatures to them, a theory that adds another layer of danger to their journey. Despite the close calls and the constant threat of unknown creatures, they continue pushing through the desert, aware that being alert and cautious is paramount. Rudeus attempts to maintain focus, knowing the Bagaric continent is no place for complacency. Each new day and night may bring unanticipated threats or chances for survival, and their journey is far from over. As they camp for the night, Rudeus's thoughts are a jumble of survival strategies and gratitude that Elinalise was there to deal with the day's perils. The desert's challenges continue to test their resilience, but they remain determined to reach their destination. Their journey in the harsh landscape is only beginning, and Rudeus knows he must remain vigilant, bracing himself for whatever the desert throws his way next. On their journey across the Bagaric continent, the group encounters the colossal remains of a behemoth, a legendary creature known for its immense size and strength. Rudeus is struck by the sight, imagining that the behemoth must have been the stuff of nightmares. Elinalise suggests that Rudeus could possibly take one down, feeding into the legend of a hidden burial ground somewhere. Despite the curious tales, Rudeus decides not to hunt these creatures without reason. On the third day, a sandstorm catches the group unprepared, startling them with its sudden intensity. Navigation becomes a challenge as the storm obscures everything around them. As they press on, the number of monsters they encounter drops sharply, perhaps indicating they are near something significant. Rudeus suspects there might be more at play but remains cautious. The landscape changes again on the sixth day, and Rudeus spots a rock formation. Its shape and arrangement remind Rudeus that they are nearing Griffin territory. As he ponders over past tales and experiences, Elinalise and Rudeus cautiously observe their surroundings for any signs of danger. Eventually, the group encounters a threatening griffin. As the creature charges, Elinalise is prepared, drawing her sword, yet Rudeus's strategic thinking is their first line of defense. He launches into action, using magic to outmaneuver the griffin by predicting its movements, thanks to his eye of foresight. Rudeus skillfully uses his magic to destabilize the griffin mid-flight, leading to its eventual defeat. Elinalise supports him with her rapid strikes, ensuring they successfully take down the creature. Their teamwork reinforces their bond as adventurers. As they continue, they note signs that suggest the griffin territory is nearby, confirmed when they encounter an actual nest. The number of creatures suggests a larger community, reinforcing earlier assumptions about their habitat. Rudeus appreciates the rarity of seeing such creatures in the wild. Rudeus takes a culinary detour, gathering unique spices and experimenting with local flavors to prepare a griffin stew. Elinalise, amused by Rudeus's enthusiasm, teases him about his taste in food and adventurous spirit. Their playful banter reveals a deeper familiarity, hinting at comfort and camaraderie that has developed over time. On the 8th day, the group approaches Bazaar, a city nestled amid a savanna landscape. The city appears vibrant and bustling, and the team prepares to explore its many offerings. However, they are soon drawn away by the sight of a nearby skirmish between adventurers and griffins. Rudeus and Elinalise swiftly intervene to assist, dispatching the creatures with teamwork and precision. Their timely assistance is met with gratitude by the adventurers, yet it also brings to light the diverse challenges this continent offers. As they venture further into Bazaar, they begin to realize the city is a hub of trade and interaction. They wander through markets bustling with traders offering shimmering textiles and polished glass, a testament to the region's craftsmanship. However, they face initial challenges with the local currency, revealing intricacies of this diverse continent. The night unfolds under the open sky, an experience enriched by local customs. The duo navigates their nightly arrangements with humor and understanding, strengthening their bond. They set up camp near a lake, a serene setting providing a respite from their travels. The following day brings new pursuits, including the search for ways to sustain their journey. They interact with local merchants, gaining insights into the unique resources and culture of Bazaar. Through transactions and trades, they manage to secure enough currency to continue their journey comfortably. Amidst the vibrant markets, Rudeus reminisces and reflects on his past and present, emboldened by the knowledge and experiences he's gathered. His appreciation for the world's complexity grows, motivating him to explore further. Elinalise, ever the companion and confidant, supports Rudeus in his endeavors, ensuring their travels are rich with new lessons and moments to cherish. The journey to Rapan begins with a hint of unease. Rudeus and his companions are unable to find merchants traveling the way they need to go. Elinalise, while experienced, hadn't anticipated this challenge. Traveling mostly with people who knew their routes left them unprepared for such contingencies. As they contemplate their next move, Rudeus mulls over why travelers seldom head toward Rapan, and Elinalise recalls her past strategies when faced with similar situations. Push straight through on the shortest possible route, she would often say, a reminder of the grit required in unfamiliar territories. Determined to find a solution, they meet Galban, a merchant whose caravan is heading toward Kinkara, another city en route to Rapan. Fortuitously, they encounter Carmelita, a warrior they had met previously, adding a touch of familiarity to the unknown path ahead. Galban welcomes them warmly, surprised by their return and quick to offer them safe passage. He even extends the prospect of a long-term contract, praising their magical prowess. On the road to Rapan, with Galban's caravan as their newfound allies, Rudeus and Elinalise plan methodically. Balibadam, Galban's right-hand man, suggests they veer through the desert to avoid bandit-prone areas, a route that can be perilous but also strategic. As they traverse barren lands, teasing banter lightens the group's spirit. Carmelita's nickname, Bone Crusher, becomes a point of fascination as she easily builds rapport with Rudeus. Their journey is marked by small victories against the arid backdrop. However, amid the camaraderie, danger lurks. Bandit attacks are a constant threat, a toll on both morale and vigilance. Elinalize remarks, even the worst of bandits aren't unreasonable, encouraging Rudeus to use his charm should things go wrong, more wisdom from her extensive travels. Their collective experience shines as they fend off monsters, a reminder of each member's unique skill set. Rudeus reflects on his mana capacity and the importance of saving energy for crucial moments, subtly revealing his evolving strategic mind. Night brings uneasy rest, as they rotate watch duties. Conversations drift into personal territories. Rudeus learns about the delicate interaction between succubi and the local warriors, a tale of complex cultural symbiosis. As the attack arrives, a sudden arrow strikes Tunt, one of Galban's men, in the chest. Chaos ensues. Bandits ambush the party, forcing Rudeus to act swiftly, deploying his deep mist spell to obscure vision and offer their group a narrow escape. Despite the harrowing attack and Tunt's death, there's no time for grief. Elinali's firm grip and guidance keep Rudeus focused as they press onward. The weight of leadership is palpable, with every decision carrying significant consequence. Amidst internal turmoil, Carmelita questions Rudeus' choices during the attack. Her intent is clear, she values direct confrontation, but Rudeus defends his methods, highlighting the reality of their dire situation. Balabadam mediates the disagreement, steering the conversation back to their immediate survival needs. His seasoned insight keeps the team coherent and moving in the right direction. As tension dissipates, Rudeus appreciates the nuanced dynamics of the group. Elinalize remains a steady presence at his side, her loyalty unwavering. Their shared experiences forge a bond that extends beyond mere companionship, hinting at family ties that transcend past misunderstandings. Eventually, the party regains a semblance of momentum. With wounds tended and strategic adjustments made, they push forward toward Rapan. Balabadam's calm demeanor and tactical foresight prove invaluable as they navigate the desert's trials. Their enduring resolve and deepening understanding of each other become their greatest strength on this unpredictable journey, creating a tapestry of enduring friendships amid the relentless sands of adversity. In the heart of their journey, Rudeus reflects as he exchanges glances with Galban, noticing an unspoken camaraderie between him and Bardi. They've come a long way since their beginnings, a bond forged through trials and mutual respect. Bardi and Galban, who once might have stood as mere acquaintances, now share a connection deepened by their travels. As their adventure continues, they reach an oasis. Here, they seize the chance to resupply and rest, savoring the temporary haven amidst the barren landscape. Yet, even in this brief respite, Rudeus finds himself pondering his reasons for being there. The point of this journey weighs heavily on his mind, not unnoticed by Carmelita, who offers her company despite her apparent indifference. In the depths of Rudeus's thoughts, an intense determination flickers. He recalls the purpose behind their travels, the looming shadow of the man-god and the relentless pursuit of his family. The fear of failing them propels him forward, a relentless drive that won't allow him to falter. Rudeus knows this path isn't one he chose but is driven down by necessity. Amidst the caravan of emotions, a crucial realization settles upon him. I might have regretted it all if I'd lingered too long, if I lost her suddenly, without a word. Such thoughts haunt him, but simultaneously, they steel his resolve. His heart beats with the promise of protection and the risk he willingly embraces to shield his loved ones. Despite the man-god's ominous presence and inscrutable plans, Rudeus realizes he must forge onward. Holding on to this knowledge, he steels himself for the dangers ahead. The man-god's interventions have always cast shadows over his path, but Rudeus clings to hope, a flicker that guides him through the encroaching darkness. After 2 long, taxing weeks, their perseverance bears fruit as they finally reach the labyrinth city of Rapan. The journey has brought them to their intended starting point, the bustling city that promises both peril and opportunity. Standing at the city's threshold, a sense of accomplishment mingles with anticipation. Rudeus, feeling the weight of their arrival, acknowledges, "We'd made it to our destination. Now it was time to get started." With renewed determination and a heart filled with both dread and hope, Rudeus prepares to face whatever trials the labyrinth city holds. This moment marks not an end, but a beginning. The labyrinth awaits, teeming with unknown challenges and undiscovered truths. Rudeus stands poised at the precipice, ready to step into the maze of life that unfolds before him, driven by an unyielding commitment to protect those he holds dear.